I am your host tonight on Inside Entrepreneur. I want to welcome all of you who are watching us here in the United States and around the world. I am Princess, and I am excited about what's going to be happening on tonight. You guys are going to be in for a treat. My feature entrepreneur of the week is Rachelle Gross, owner of Unique for You. So let's get started with my guest. How are you doing, Rachelle?
I am good. How are you?
I am good. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for coming on to Inside Entrepreneur. So, real quick, my first question is tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Rachelle Gross. I am the owner and operator of Unique for You. I am from born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Office is in Nashville, Tennessee, but we are a virtual firm as the times are. Everything's virtual right now. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So, yeah, a little about me.
Okay, then let's get right into it then. So, I think you and I talked a little bit earlier, right before we started, and the name of your business is Unique for You. Now,
Mhm.
many of us who are not very creative will wonder what type of business you're actually in. So tell us what is unique for you.
We are a full service accounting firm. So we offer accounting, bookkeeping, business consulting, and personal and business taxes.
Okay, so how did the name unique for you and accounting, how did that come together? Because that's a unique name for an accounting business.
Um, well, it's a two-parter type of
Okay,
thing. Well, one, my middle name is actually Monique,
okay.
so you kind of got that Monique unique type of play on the words. And then really, I consider myself kind of a unique type of person. I'm very factual, like that really nerdy kind of accountant that'll sit at a desk all day, but I'm personable. So that kind of makes me, that unique type of person, that unique type of accountant, because most accountants don't really deal with people.
Oh,
They just
wow,
want to
okay.
sit at a desk all day. I actually enjoy talking to people.
Okay, that's
So it's
good.
kind of a mixture between the two. And then, of course, like my pricing and stuff, I like to make it unique to every business. Every business is not the same.
So you,
Even if, it's yeah, kind of like, even like I said, even if it's like a construction business, every construction business is different.
okay.
Every owner's different. So it's kind of uniquely around each different business owner, each different business.
Right. So do you specialize like in small businesses or what's your specialty?
I work with many different size businesses, but I really kind of hone down and kind of specialize in the small business arena and kind of the growing. I mean, I can start off with a small business and they've grown into huge corporations and I still work with them. But I kind of
Understood.
always start off in that small business area.
Okay, so what got you involved with accounting? Is that what your degree is? Have you always been in the financial arena?
Um, yeah, kind of. Well, my initial thing kind of out of high school, like I always wanted to be a doctor. So, but I love math. I've always been good at math. I was doing taxes at like 14. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let me combine the two. And I actually started school in pharmacy. But my very first job was in banking. So while I was going to pre pharmacy, I was working in banking. And I rarely realized, I was like, well, I kind of like finance, but it's only, you can only get so high in banking.
Hmm.
So I was like, the next step was I started looking around. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Accounting's kind of cool. Kind of started off lower end, like an accounts payable clerk, and did that for a few years. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I was like, accounting is really my thing, and I can make good money in it. So I was
Right.
like, yeah, let me change it to accounting. And so Then I actually got my accounting degree and just kind of grew up from that entry level clerk all the way, to the higher level of accounting.
Okay, well, Rachel, let me ask you a question then. Then how? Okay, how did you transition to becoming an entrepreneur? What inspired you?
Well, actually, I kind of first started, like I said, I've been doing Texas for a really long time since I was a teenager. And I kind of grew up like watching my dad's an entrepreneur. Like he worked for a local electric service here. But he always had his own business on the side. So, he'd always go, he's an electrician, so he goes places and, churches, stuff like that, work on those. So I always kind of watched him in like this full-time job and then his own business, hustling. So, I kind of watched him doing. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to have my own business at some point. I just didn't know in what. And so, as time went on, I decided I wanted to be an accountant. I was like, I've worked for so many accounting firms and things where it was really achievable to do it yourself. And at some point, I was just like, I've been wanting to do this. I need to start it. I was like, and I just kind of started off in the tax arena because I'd been doing, so I already had tax clients anyway. So I was like, oh, let's just, start off, kind of simple, just tax season, whatever. And then I just decided, okay, I'm ditching the full time job. I'm going to do this full time. And then I added on all the other services that I offer.
Wow. And so, what other services do you offer?
Well, like I said, besides taxes,
Right.
which, like I said, I do personal income taxes during
Okay.
tax season. Then business taxes, which is kind of like your payroll tax, your sales and use tax, any state and local taxes that you have to pay on a monthly or quarterly basis. Then there's bookkeeping, which is really kind of the basis. Like you're doing a
Okay.
lot of data entry, a little bit of reconciliation, stuff like that. And then I offer accounting services, which is kind of the full picture, where you do everything. You do some analysis, create financial statements that are, kind of tell you what you're making it, what you're making every month.
Right.
Then payroll, if you have it. And then the business consulting kind of deals with choosing your business structure, setting up all of those, setting up with the Department of Revenue in your state, getting with the IRS and getting that EIN number, kind of doing all of
Yes.
that setup, and then kind of doing any consulting from there. Yeah.
Wow. That's exciting. Now, I think you and I talked earlier in reference to COVID-19. So, how has business been for you since COVID-19?
Actually, my business has grown since COVID-19. I've actually gained a lot more clients, a lot of contractors. They
Okay.
kind of, I call them kind of like your solo people, like your people that get paid with a 1099, but they don't really know how to pay taxes and need to keep up with their stuff for tax time, but they never really do. And then a lot of small businesses that kind of weren't, I guess I think a lot of the business I've gained has been because, during COVID, we've got all those SBA grants and loans and stuff like that. And you had to have, information readily available. And unfortunately, a lot of small businesses, even your 1099 employees that qualify for that really weren't prepared for that. They really didn't have those reports, or, they were getting the paycheck protection plan, all that. They didn't have all that stuff ready. So I think now a lot of people are realizing how important it is to have that accountant in your life.
Wow.
So I've really, really grown a lot since COVID has happened.
And so you anticipate that even after the COVID season, sometime probably middle or end of next year, you'll still be growing in that perspective?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, it's just as, like I said, as time goes on, people just more and more realize how important it is, even from the start. I say
Okay.
it's better to start with it that way, but it's never too late. So, and then of course, anytime tax season is coming, which we're right back around the corner for tax
Yes,
season,
yes.
people start signing on because they need someone to kind of do those books, catch you up so they'll be tax ready.
So it's almost as if you're going to start a business, you want to have a good accountant from the get go. If I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it saves you money up front because if you haven't done it yet, or even if you have tried to do it on your own, if you hire somebody after you've done it either way, it's going to cost you more because somebody's going to have to come in and go, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to have to redo your chart of accounts. I'm going to have to categorize all your stuff, all these steps that, your regular, ordinary people don't know how to do. And that's perfectly fine. That's why people like me specialize in what I do. I mean, we're kind of here as your support, so you can focus on what you do best.
Yes,
You want to
yes.
sell, you want to, grow that business. I'm here to support you, so you don't have to worry about like those little mundane things, that most people don't know how to do. I mean, we go to school for it. It's definitely more than an accounting class in college.
Yes.
It can be a lot, and I'm going to be that person to keep you tax ready, so you don't have to pay somebody hundreds of dollars a year, versus just paying a monthly fee up front, every month and keeping you ready. That saves you a lot of money.
Oh, thanks. So how do we get in contact with Unique for You?
Well, I have a website. It is www.unique. It's a dash, and four is FOR-U.com. You can there you can look at any of my platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, just about anything you can think of. And
Wow.
there it will also have my email contact, which is just Rachelle's RACHELLE at unique-for-you.com. Or you can
Okay.
call me or text me, either one. But it's 615-669-5654.
I'm writing the phone number down.
Oh
I
yeah.
had to get that number down. Outstanding. So I want to ask you another question. What top advice will you give a business owner, um, or someone that's looking to go into a business? What will be your number one top advice for them? And what,
um
based off your experience by being your own business owner?
well, probably I get asked this a lot, I think, especially when business owners are just starting off, like they have an idea and they don't kind of know where to go from that idea. They go, oh well, everybody says start an LLC. An LLC, always say, is kind of the basis to start off, but there's actually other structures that may be better for you tax
Hmm.
wise. So a lot of issues that businesses have is the actual business structure when they first start. There's a DBA, which is kind of the most common. If you don't do a LLC, a DBA is the first
Right.
one. And there's a LLC, which is the most common one. But there's also an S corp, and then there's a corporation. And people think you have to be some big, huge thing to be a corporation. Sometimes being a corporation has really good tax benefits. So, it really does depend on your personal situation as to whether a corporation or LLC will work. A lot of people, like doctor's office, dentist office, stuff like that, are better suited for S corps. So it really does depend on what you're doing. It's not like a one size fits all type of thing. And
I
most
see.
people think they say, "Oh, I'm just going to do an LLC." No. And then a lot of businesses want to have multiple businesses under them, and they don't really know how to structure that. So there's multiple options. You start a corporation, do LLCs under you, do an LLC, do DBAs under it. People really just need to talk to a professional. And I mean, I tell people all the time, most places, even myself, that first consultation is free.
Mm,
So why not take the opportunity, to talk to a professional, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is the idea I have. This is the industry I want to be in. This is my situation. What do you think I should do? That's a perfect time to kind of do that. And then from there, I go, hey, this is the step you take. I even summarize it in the email for you. I send you links and paperwork just so you know where to go from there. And then if you want my services, I'm here. I'll offer a service, and this is what I can do for you. But these are the steps if you want to do it yourself, or when you get ready to start it, and you got want to start that accounting part, I'm here. But really that first step is just making sure that you're set up structurally right the first time, because if you don't, it can be repercussions later that are really
mm.
hard and costly to change.
Wow, that's good. Do your research. Do your financial research. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So let me switch the question a little bit. So when you started Unique for You, what one thing you know now that you wish you would have known before?
Um, Having a mentor.
Mm,
I think having someone that has done it already, that can tell you the pitfalls and the mistakes not to make. Sometimes I think, we know enough, and we can get started and go, but we make so many mistakes, because we just don't reach out and kind of have like that support system, that that everyone needs. I mean, you think about it, like that's what you have, a family. That's your support system. Well, it's the same thing, when you start a business. You need someone around you that's either done it already or knows how to do it or is currently doing it. Everybody isn't competition. Like there's a space for everyone. There's another accounting firm that's perfectly fine. That's what they do. That doesn't mean I'm in competition with them. I'm like, it's just like a networking thing. Everybody has a space, a place, somewhere you can ask questions. Feel free to ask about this. Maybe they have a client that does the same thing. So it's kind of that support system. I wish I would have had that earlier on. I do now,
right.
but I wish I would have had that kind of earlier on.
Wow, that's good. You, I think a lot of the entrepreneurs who we have here, inside entrepreneurs, say at the same time by having that mentor when you get started. Excellent. Now you sent in your bio, and you had one of these statements. You said that you are a proactive, dependable, adaptable accountant with over 15 years of experience. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean to be a proactive, dependable, adaptable accountant? And why do we care as your client?
Um, well, I think those three words I really like took my time to try to find words that were super descriptive that fit me. Kind of proactive really is, I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking to do something more or do something even better. I'm always active in doing that. I'm not a stagnant person. A lot of times in accounting they say, it's kind of, repetitive and redundant and all that kind of stuff. But I find, especially in different industries, it's really not like that. Like it's always something that's changing that you can learn, especially with tax, because that always changes. I'm like, so I'm always constantly being active in what I'm doing and trying to learn stuff. I mean, being dependable. Everybody wants to be able, to pick up a phone, or be able to text or email, your accountant real quick. Sometimes people, need reports right fast. Hey, I got this
Mm-hmm.
going on. Can you send me this report? Yes, I can. I'm always that person. Like, I'm gonna answer that call within 24 hours. That text within an hour. That email within 24 48 hours. That type of person. I'm always dependable. I always want you to feel like I'm there for you, which is what I am. I'm like, so, kind of I think it's important to have those attributes. And I try to kind of let people know, that's who I am. That's kind of what makes me a little different from your kind of everyday accountant.
Unique.
Yes. Yeah.
How we tied that all together. Hey, once again, Rachelle, tell us
Uh-huh.
how we get in contact with you.
You can definitely go to my website. That's probably the quickest way because you're gonna get everything. www.unique-4 that's FOR -u.com. From there, you get all of my social media platforms, so you can DM me on, Instagram or Facebook, however you want. You can email me with my name is RACHELLE at unique-for-u.com. Or you can call me or text me. Some people like to text at 615-669-5654.
Excellent, man. I want to thank you so much for coming on today's show. You are definitely our feature entrepreneur for the week, and we wish you the best with Unique for You. And I also want to thank all of those that are out there watching us today here on Entrepreneur Inside Entrepreneur and listening to us on IJN Radio from all over the world. Now, if you are a small business owner and you would like to be considered to appear Inside Entrepreneur, all you have to do is drop us an email at lcpmnetwork6 at gmail.com. That's lcpmnetwork6 at gmail.com. Well, like I always say, until next time, live a purpose driven life and do it on purpose. This is Princess. God bless you, and God bless you.